Alright, so I'm gonna explain the advanced controls settings. So like, if you're switching from normal settings to ALCs, I can explain like what they do, because some people like especially like new players just look at ALC settings and is like so confused, or don't feel like they want to take the time to actually get their settings. So what most people do is just like use normal settings to find out what they're closest to comfortable with and just rock with that and get used to it. But getting used to like a new setting or something you aren't immediately comfortable with is like takes a lot of time. And ALCs can provide you with like just like how you want to play the game. So like everything is gonna be the same, everything's gonna be consistent, you know? So your aim, movement, all that. So, sir? Yeah, I was not in the right spot. So this is how I warm up before stream. I just go into the firing range, pick up the two simplest guns in the game, R301 and Volt. Pretty much fully kit them except for a barrel stabilizer. The reason I use like full mag is because, well, full mag is just to get like all the bullets out, so I know the entire pattern of the gun, even though you're not always gonna have a full mag. And the stock is just so the gun reloads faster. That's the reason I pretty much fully kit it. The no barrel thing is just to get the handle of the gun completely at its raw state, so when you put a barrel on it, then it feels like nothing. One clipping these dummies is good with no barrel, but then I go and add a white barrel and I feel like it's purple. Purple over here, literally no recoil, so. Alright, ALCs. So the first thing, in response curve in dead zone right here. Response curve is how your game is going to feel, and dead zone is how much input is going to be registered from your finger to your controller. If you have this on small, you're going to have more input, more control over what you're doing on dead zone. If you have it on large, which I recommend just changing this. If you're on normal, change this just because of stick drift. And response curve is, I put it on linear because I want everything I do with my finger to happen in the game. Classic is a little bit more sluggish. It's more like my finger is going to interact with what the game wants it to do. If that makes sense. It just means I have more control and the game has less control. So dead zone I have is 5%. Just because of stick drift. I don't want stick drift. But just because you have stick drift it's not bad. Stick drift isn't a bad thing. It's when your stick drift is uncontrollable, like if it's this fast or even this fast. That's when, like, if it becomes annoyingly like uncontrollable, then up your dead zone to either large or just a little bit more. If it goes too high, your dead zone goes too high to the point where you just feel weird playing the game, just get a new controller. Outer threshold, this is pretty much like a multiplier. I usually have it at 2, I don't know, is that 1? It's pretty much like a multiplier to everything, so speed. It's like a speed multiplier. So the higher it goes, the faster everything's gonna be. Response curve. So yeah, that's how the game is gonna feel. So most people play on either linear or classic. If you play on something else, I'm not sure, but most people play on either linear or classic. You start the game off at classic, so most people end up just sticking with classic. So classic number would probably be 10. 10 is literally just classic. But linear is 1, 0, all that. And that makes the game feel like more like natural. Property settings. 1x and 2x I keep the same all the time. I base my settings off of these two scopes. That's why I have the R301 with the bruiser and volt. Yaw speed. This is how fast you turn left and right. Pitch speed is how fast you go up and down. But yaw speed is more like a preference to how fast you just want to go. Pitch speed is kind of different. So when you're thinking about pitch speed, you're thinking about your hip fire control. See how that felt like pretty easy? It's pretty easy, right? But if I have this too high, it's gonna go up and down a lot. I can control it pretty well because I used to play on that sense, but you generally just don't want something that feels uncomfortable. I usually out of it 170. Oh no, 180. Extra yaw and extra pitch. These are like my favorite thing in the world. It's like, let me turn this down. Let's say I'm not using extra yaw, no extra pitch, right? Look how slow I'm moving, because this is my speed. This is how fast. This is literally yaw and pitch right here. Now with extra yaw and extra pitch, much faster, huh? So what it basically is added on speed to whatever you have until you have aim assist. Like, look, super fast, and slow, slow, slow. Super fast, and then as soon as I get to the dummy, it slows down. You can see that. Because it's trying to stick onto it. As soon as aim assist kicks in, when you're aiming at a target, that's when the extra yaw, extra pitch goes away. So, the way I look at it is like, pretty much like free speed. If you want more speed, extra yaw, extra pitch. Ramp up time and ramp up delay. Don't use these. This is dumb. This is completely dumb. If you've played Rainbow Six Siege before, the minimum is 5%. So this would be like Rainbow Six Siege. This is the feel right here. And really, you just don't want this at all. What those settings basically are is a delay in your speed, and it's like how I was mentioning aim assist slowing you down, except that's gonna slow you down without aim assist. Like, it's just gonna slow you down for no reason at all. So if that's what you want, go for it, but I don't see the point in it. ADS speed, ADS pitch speed. ADS means aim down sight, so this is gonna be the speed from when I'm aiming. Now, yaw speed is pretty much the same as the other one while you're aiming. You want this to be however fast you can track somebody, but make sure it's controllable. Don't make it too high. And if it's too low, somebody's gonna outrun your cursor, then you're gonna probably want to up it up. Now, not every time that somebody's running away and your cursor can't catch up, not every time that's your sense's fault. Sometimes, you know, you make a mistake. So don't blame every mistake you do in game on your sensitivity. That way you're not changing your sensitivity after every mistake. If you change your sensitivity constantly, your aim is going to be very inconsistent. ADS pitch speed. This is going to be different for everyone, and yeah, everyone is just different when it comes to this. So naturally, everyone is going to pick up a controller and pull down on the stick to control the recoil very differently. That's just how it is. For me, I'm pulling on the stick down very lightly, like almost not pulling it down. And look, perfect recoil control. Yeah, perfect. Now, I pull on it very lightly, so I use 130, because this is how I feel. It's just literally, it's not even like personal preference. This is just personal. That's how it is. ADS extra yaw, ADS extra pitch. This is pretty much like the other one, except it's like the other one. I don't want this maxed out though, because if you're aiming with it like maxed out, you can go super fast to flick on an enemy. Like, I'm aiming here, right? But I see that dummy to my right. If I had it maxed out, I'm gonna go past that guy when I try to flick on him. It's gonna go past the aim assist. It's not gonna stick onto it. Now, if you want it maxed out because that's how you feel comfortable, or that's just what you like, go for it. You know, like 99% of all settings is personal preference, and then the other 1% is just personal. Like, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? So you don't want ramp up time, you don't ramp up delay. Like, just look at this. My sense was a lot faster before, wasn't it? Until I turned that on, which makes no sense. Look, so slow. Look at that. And I'm pulling so hard in the control as well. It's just a delay. Makes no sense. And if you're on console, you have the option between default, which means your aim assist, well, target compensation is aim assist. Let me just get that out there. Target compensation means aim assist on or off. Always have it on. If you have it off, this is just flexing, I guess. Like you will just... The game is not affecting my aim whatsoever. Like, it's literally... That is all me. That is not the game. There's no stick. There's no stick. The game is not helping me out at all. We have it on. There's a stick. The game is trying to help me out lock on the target. Now, if you have it on PC, so here's the difference. If you're on console, you're gonna have a 60%. What is it, 60? Yeah, 60% of your aim is aim assist. So the game is doing more work, actually. 60% of this is aim assist. Now, if you're on PC, you have 40%. So 40% of the game is helping you. But if you're on console using PC, you're just making yourself have a disadvantage. Unless you're just trying to flex. I don't care. Melee target compensation. Melee is just punching. See, like, alright, when I'm not gonna touch my stick, I'm just gonna punch. See how my camera kind of moved from when I was looking at the rock? That's the target compensation. If I had it off, it would just punch straight forward, like that. I would be like right in front of it. Right here. And the game moved my camera for me. So that's what melee target compensation is gonna do. Alright, that's me explaining ALC settings. Hope you guys have a good night. Peace.
Boy jumping.